Let's go to the Deputy Opposition Leader Sussan Ley now in Canberra. Sussan, good to see you. So Peter Dutton, he also met up with the ambassador, China's ambassador to Australia yesterday. So is the ice thawing here?
Yes, the opposition leader Peter Dutton did meet with the ambassador and talked about security and trade and human rights. Of course, trade is vital to rural and regional Australia, where I come from, Pete, and where many of your listeners are most concerned always about these issues. But none of this can come at the expense of our national interest, our sovereign interest. So I agree with the Prime Minister. Dialogue, constructive conversation is always good. But remember, there can be no caveats on this.
Sure.
Nothing can come at the cost of our national interest.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, these are positive steps worth taking, not just from Peter Dutton's point of view, but also Anthony Albanese's.
The dialogue is a start, and the dialogue is always good.
Yeah, okay. Slow process though, no doubt, but we'll see where that ends up. Now, breaking news this morning, Sussan, $15 million is the demand from the hacker, the ransom demand from the hacker. What are your thoughts on where that's at this morning?
I'm incredibly concerned about this, Pete, and like many of your listeners, I'm a Medibank customer, and it's horrific to think of personal information being weaponised against customers like me. So while people might not mind too much if someone knows when they had their last COVID vaccination, the thought of your personal sexual health information, mental health information, could be used against you or published in a way that allows people to access it is absolutely awful. And I mean, my question for the government is, and look, they're very good at diagnosing this problem, just as they are at diagnosing all of the challenges the Australian economy faces, is they have been a little bit asleep at the wheel on this. It took a week for the Home Affairs Minister to respond to the Optus hack. And we know that there's $60 million in cybersecurity grants that were effectively left to this government by our government, and they're still in a holding pattern. And they could be out there right now assisting Australian businesses become more resilient in the face of these increasing cyber threats.
Right, okay. What are your thoughts on the steps taken by Medibank Private, though?
Oh, it's probably not for parliamentarians to use a megaphone to advise on what are obviously very sensitive and difficult conversations that have to be had, and we don't know all of the facts. But I think the scale and the size of those ransom requests does underscore the seriousness of this issue. It is really, really serious. And we do need action, and we do need Australians to feel a sense of reassurance, not the sense of helplessness that seems to be the message that is coming to them from the government and the Cybersecurity Minister.
Just to clarify though, this $15 million ransom, should the company pay it?
That's up to them. As I said, it's not for me without all of the information, but it's incredibly concerning. It's incredibly concerning. And I know Australians are very worried about this. People are ringing my electorate office just as they're ringing the electorate offices of my colleagues around the country. And, they do want to know what action is being taken by this government.
Okay. The government's moving to get the IR bill through the lower house today. Amendments have been made. There will be more to come. Is the legislation in a fit state?
Businesses have abandoned Anthony Albanese's IR bill today. They've abandoned the government on this crucial issue today. And of course, it shows where the government's priorities lie, not with the increasing cost of living pressures that ordinary Australians are facing, but in ramming through their extreme industrial relations agenda. And look, they love to stand up in Parliament. Anthony Albanese loves to list all of the organisations that support his agenda. Well, today, those very organisations, the Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Council of Small Business, Mining, Farmers, all of our, even the BCA, have said that this bill is not fit to pass. And it really does need to be taken off the table, because I can tell you, Pete, that you don't get wages moving by putting the brakes on small business.
Sussan Ley, we will have to leave it there. Appreciate your time though. We will talk to you again soon.